Hello, good afternoon. My name is Sripan Kumar Kundu, and currently I am a third year PhD student at the University of Missouri, Columbia, and working as a graduate research assistant at the Dependable Cyber-Physical System Laboratory. Today I'll be presenting our paper. The topic of our paper is Preserving Personal Space, Differentially Private Cybersecurity Detection in Immersive Virtual Environments. So let's get started. So here is my outline for today's presentation. So, what is the motivation? So, as we know that virtual reality device is increasingly deployed in various various application and scenario. For instance, like disaster management, military training, education, healthcare, tourism, hospitality, industrial design, and manufacturing, and many more. So then what is the problem? That the major problem for the cyber sickness, which is one of the which is often encountered during virtual reality experience, and this is a significant obstacle for VR immersive experiences. There is a lot of symptoms that causing for cyber sickness like nausea, vomiting, headache, and there is some theory exists in the literature to explain the cyber sickness, such as sensory conflict theory, postural instability theory, rest from hypothesis theory. If we look at the figure here, there is a lady. She went for a VR session, but suddenly she felt woozy, and the reason that she felt cyber sickness, and due to the cyber sickness, she left the VR session without complete the session as well. And one of the major story from the last year that the Congress, U.S. Congress holds order of Microsoft Air compact Google glasses due to the headache and Einstein, which is a reason for the cyber sickness. That's mean the cyber sickness is still a significant obstacle for uh, immersive VR experiences. Then, what is the problem with the privacy risks in the VR cybersecurity method? So, if in the name suggests, like privacy is the protection of individual personal information. So, for instance, if you look at the figure here, that we can see like there is a VR user. He actually walking in the virtual world and looking at the billboard. So. He really prefer, and there is a Coca-Cola advertise, and she look at them, and somehow his privacy is leaked by the adversary, and suddenly in the morning he got a mail that he loved to drink from Coca-Cola from a company. So that's mean the user privacy is compromise here. So that's mean like only there is some technique like de-identifying or anonymization of the data, which does not guarantee the privacy, because we in the VR we generate huge amount of data like eye tracking, head tracking, that contain a lot of information of the user, and that's data actually encoded the user privacy. So then why there is a lot of work, like previous work for cybersecurity detection, that specifically there is a two type of approach for cybersecurity detection. One is subjective objective measurement based approach, or one is machine learning deep learning based method, which denoted as the automated method for cyber sickness. So but the problem of subjective and objective measurement, that may not give sufficient cyber security measurement during immersion, because this is not real time, or and this is not automated. That's why machine learning and deep learning model for cyber sickness detection are now used for automatic cyber sickness prediction in real time. But the problem is that kind of model can leak via user privacy. I can give an example for in this scenario. For instance, like there is a user Alex, who uses a VR application to improve his public speaking skill for professional development. And the VR application actually uses the eye tracking data and advanced machine learning and deep learning methods to predict and prevent cyber sickness in real time to enhance the overall VR experience of the user Alex. However, during a training session, Alex received an unexpected email advertising products related to the cybersecurity medication, as he has a high susceptibility to cyber sickness. Alex then realized that his data application data, including maybe the eye tracking and head tracking data, has been compromised and sold to the third party advertiser without his consent. Moreover, the hacker, moreover, though that's mean if we're using this kind of machine learning and deep learning model, and that can actually leak the privacy. And there is some work, previous work in the VR privacy, and one of the common attacks in VR community for privacy is re-identification attack. So the assumption for that the attacker who has a target identity that the attacker want to identify within the dataset. That's why the attacker has read access to the public dataset. The assumption that the dataset is publicly available, the eye tracking, which contain the eye tracking, head tracking data of the user, and the attacker has access to the eye tracking data from the target performing the same stacks as the dataset. The attacker can then build a model, then train to the public dataset and predict which identify most closely to the match to the input data. So if the prediction is correct, the target is successfully re-identified. So to encounter the de-identification attack, there is exists a lot of approach like Gaussian differential privacy, Kaleido-based differential privacy. However, all of these approach actually apply in the sample level to protect against the de-identification attack, and and this actually achieved by using some sort of noise. So this add some noise to preserve privacy. But as we know that eye tracking data is already a noisy source of information, thus adding additional noise can ruin the user immersive experience or user. Uh, then what is the privacy attacks in the VR method? So privacy attacks are referred to an inference attack or confidential attack that can be broadly against like the training data. So the main intuition behind the machine learning that machine learning and deep learning model often vary differently on the training data, on the test data, the data not seen before. Thus, uh, therefore, if the attacker identify the training data, then he can reveal actually the weird user whose data is used for training the model, and that's actually really practical for the possible for the VR cybersecurity method. We can like so the simply goal here is the attacker is to determine an individual data instance like the training data is the training data set part or not. So that we assume the attacker had could have a knowledgeable individual or some sort of expertise on machine learning deep learning model and has access to the significant computational research. There is several ways that deep learning model can exist can potentially be used while performing service and prediction model. So if you look at the figure here, so the adversary have both access in the training data, train model and the streaming data, and that's why he actually train another attack model and then actually do the prediction. And if he's successful, then if the and successful, then the training data set, and he can identify the user because he can identify their data is a training data set. That means user privacy is leak. So to protect user privacy during the cybersecurity prediction tasks, or how can we make the like cybersecurity prediction is private? So we using differential privacy, differentially private stochastic gradient descent, a DPHD DL model for privacy decision. So the core idea of our proposed method is to employ differential privacy, is a strong notion of privacy that can be used to prove formal privacy guarantee in terms of privacy borders and about how much information a mechanism leaks. So when used in a privacy preserving deep learning, in our case, the goal is to limit what can be inferred from the model about individual training records. The privacy in our approach is obtained by a DP during cybersecurity prediction, and more specifically using DPHGD. And we also the problem is like the when we do the training of that model, that's actually the total privacy does not exist, because when we add the more privacy, that utility is going down, like when we add more noise, that's the prediction accuracy going ahead. So we have to balance, like while we don't compromise the privacy and we actually achieve higher service and prediction tasks, prediction as well. So that's a proportional. So that's for we actually we actually propose four architecture. One is service convolution neural network, one is MLP, multi-layer perception network, long short-term memory architecture, and graded recurrent neural network. So that's the approach. Like I said, like we take the input data and non-private model, and then we actually compute the gradients, clip gradients, add the noise, and then do the privacy budget using Rainy differential privacy accounted technique, and then actually like how much you have the privacy at the meantime, how much we actually get the utility as well. So for these tasks, we're using two data sets. One is gaming data, one is simulation 2021 data. The gaming data set have collected from two simulation, racing and flight, and via simulation 2001 are from five VR simulation. You can see from the figure here, and both they have eye tracking, head tracking data, and they have different categorical and continuous value like user field of view, user position, and so on. So our results. So first of all, I will discuss like our non-private and private services classification model. So the non-private basically mean the typical DL model that there is no privacy without no attack. So we can see like that our LSTM model achieve a higher accuracy for 93 for gameplay dataset, 93 for simulation 201 data, 94 for gameplay datasets. And while we adding more noise, we adding more noise, and we have a lower privacy, then you can see like the accuracy actually decreasing. Yeah, that's mean like here we have a higher privacy but a lower utility, but we are almost 87%. But the GRS CNN also perform better and everything not. But if you look at our privacy violation, so we first do our uh, we do our non-private and private both oil. So we can see from that like the so attack success reduction for the private model is significant. Like for instance, when we do attack in the attack in the baseline model, attack in the baseline attack balance accuracy for the baseline model for 32% and 42%. But however, when you do the attack in the non-private, we achieve 85%. So that's mean we have actually reduced in 34%. Similarly, for the gaming data set, you can see like it's reduced for the private model. It's 44%. That's mean like our proposed differential privacy mechanism successfully mitigate mitigate the privacy attacks, provide the privacy, and we calculate a lot of scenario for like lot of metrics for attack success rate in AOC score and false positive, true positivity, and you can see non-private model actually have higher privacy, higher privacy. But we have to look at like how much we have that. There is another way we can actually use our privacy utility trade-off, like privacy substitution, because we mentioned before like we need as well like high utility as well. So we can see like from when we add more privacy budget, actually we are getting higher accuracy. That's mean actually we are we are losing sort of like sort of privacy. But still we from for instance with very low privacy budget, we almost get for the LST model is 86%. So that's, and when we get for the 10 privacy budget, we are actually above 92%. That's mean we have a higher accuracy while providing the privacy as well. And this is for the different noise levels. So we also utilize we also calculate for our mechanism for different noise for different private model as well. So this is the result from the privacy trade-off evaluation using different data fusion models. So as we mentioned before, like as we know, we want to look at the only eye tracking actually leak more privacy than other feature like head tracking, eye tracking. Like we can see like that eye tracking feature actually when we fuse the eye tracking feature with different other feature, we can see like we get a very it's have a higher attack success rate. At the meantime, it's also give us the more accuracy. That's mean eye tracking is the more vulnerable for leaking privacy. At the meantime, eye tracking actually boosts the cybersickness prediction performance as well. And our proposed method actually successfully reduced the attack success rate significantly, while it's provide better utility as well. So this is for same case we also observe for like the gameplay data set. Like when we concatenate categorical feature and continuous feature, we can see like we can get higher accuracy as well, but that the attack success rate as well as well. And we see like our proposed DP based DP based method actually reduce the attack success rate as well. So the conclusion, like our proposed DP-enable private servicing detection method accurately detects cyber sickness while maintaining the VR user privacy. Our DP method significantly reduce the attack success rate since we are actually not deploy in the realistic VR headset. So we are our planning to apply in the realistic VR headset, conduct user study and report the results. This is our references, and yeah, thank you. And any question?